Yeah, shift before you sit. Thank you, University of Michigan, Joyalji, for having me here. Thank you for being here, all of you, and people who are watching me online. I'm going to begin with the very first question that I'm often asked. When did you join social media and why? And I love Urdu couplets precisely for this reason, that something that you can go on explaining for 2 days can be explained through a couplet. So this is Jigar Muradabadi, and I'm going to translate it for you. But it goes, Unka jo farz hai wo ahle siyasat jaane, mera paigam mohabbat hai, jahan tak pahunche. The meaning is, politicians know better about their duties. I'm a messenger of love, wherever it reaches. And that was my reason for joining social media. Hi, my name is Sayema Rahman, and I'm one of the most trolled influencers on social media back home. Of radio broadcasting for the last 25 years. However, my popularity peaked in the last 8 years, largely thanks to my name. I'm a heady mix for my trollers. I tick all the right boxes for them. In a communally charged political atmosphere, I belong to the minority. I'm a Muslim. The regressive minds hate me, for I'm progressive. The patriarchal setup is mighty upset because I'm a woman who speaks her mind unapologetically. For the right-wingers and fundamentalists, I stick out like a sore thumb. I believe in equality and freedom of choice, very proudly a liberal. I abide by the Constitution of India and believe in secularism. Being trolled mercilessly every single day on social media, I can vouch for the fact, without the moral obligation of balancing the narrative, that social media, especially Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp, have become a haven for hate, especially in India. To begin with, here are some statistics of social media usage in India. According to the globalstatistics.com, the 5 most popular platforms, including messaging apps in India, are WhatsApp, followed by Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and Facebook Messenger. The Indian population has taken to social media like a duck to the water. While it's revolutionary and empowering, especially in a democratic setup, as it gives voice to the voiceless, unfortunately, that's not the reason for its massive popularity. My with hate on social media goes way back to 2017. On one of my critical posts about government policy, I was asked to go to Pakistan. I didn't even have an invitation from Pakistan. At first, I found it ridiculous. Now, this wasn't the first time I was being singled out as a Muslim. However, what disturbed me most was the silence of other followers. The benefit of doubt and carried on. From that moment on, such meaningless reactions and comments, purely based on my religious identity, started increasing. And these instances peaked when I launched the revolutionary and daring partition stories written by the great storyteller, Saadat Hasan Manto. I launched his stories on radio, YouTube, and other social media platforms, and the targeting intensified. The stories which serve as a mirror of the tattered state of affairs were hugely disturbing. They challenged stereotypes, patriarchy, intolerant political atmosphere, and served bringing truth to power. Hugely problematic, again. Suddenly, all hell broke loose. The right-wing troll army was unleashed on me, surprisingly, in a very organized way. They wrote abusive comments, dehumanizing posts, and even started doing fake stories on me. And the final nail in the coffin was my active resistance, together with every single Muslim of India, to the hugely problematic and discriminatory Citizenship Amendment Act, and National Register of Citizens as proposed by the Government of India. My right to peaceful protest is being projected as inciting riots. The trollers started a boycott trend against my organization, thereby putting pressure on it to render me jobless. They did not stop at that. I started getting calls and messages from unknown numbers, and there were abusive messages which haunted me for a very long time, especially because they wanted to silence my voice. Rather, they've been at it since then. Defamatory, dehumanizing, sexist, and fake accusations by some verified Twitter handles, seemingly in positions of authority, continue to attack my social media without any punitive action by the government. Right-wing publications continue to write objectionable lies, essentially to defame and vilify me. And they do so without any fear of law. An organized Twitter mob even threatened to turn up in front of my office premises to protest against my stand. Social media hate can now be seen on ground. Violence on social media is for real. It's not a saga of mere bots, as someone would believe. The tentacles of hate are reaching people's home, impacting their lives, resulting in lynchings, economic boycotts, riots, and harassment in more ways than the one. There is no dearth of studies and reports which prove that hate speech online has been linked to a global increase in violence toward minorities, including mass shootings, lynchings, ethnic cleansings. In India today, hate is clearly a hero. In the realm of politics, it's a winner. It gets political parties' votes, thereby guaranteeing positions of power. Interestingly, social media survives on eyeballs. Business models, their platforms are based on attracting attention. And because unpleasant speech frequently attracts attention, it gets more visibility on social media than it could on a traditional media. And this has created a platform for hate speech and false news. Unfortunately, politics in India today is communal and divisive. So hate on social media comes in handy, and it's flourishing without any resistance. On January 1st, 2022, while the rest of India woke up to New Year greetings, I, together with more than 100 Muslim women, woke up to yet another threat, trauma, and indignity. We were targeted once more for purely being Muslim girls and women who raised our voices against CA and NRC. Bulli Bai, an app hosted on GitHub, had put up Indian Muslim women up for auction. What did people say? Oh, you have not been auctioned yet, so there is no threat. I said, thank you. This wasn't the first time. Only 6 months back, a similar auction was attempted. Even after filing FIRs, no action was taken against the culprits. So they hit hard the second time. For those who may not be aware, Bulli, Sulli are Islamophobic slurs referring to Muslim women, alterations of the term Mulli often used by the right wing to troll Muslim women. Doctored photographs and objectionable mock videos were circulated on WhatsApp groups. Police caught 5 suspects, and within a few months, all of them were released on bail on humanitarian grounds. Many of my friends say that hate speech has been a problem in India for decades. So what's new? What's new is the accelerated growth of the problem, the impunity with which hate is inflicted, the authority with which anti-establishment voices are attacked, and the validation that hate gets from all pillars of democracy. Indians today are being regularly bombarded with hateful speech and polarizing content. India has enough laws in place to check hate speech, says experts, but they require the executive to enforce them. And most of the time, they don't want to act, says Anjana Prakash, a senior advocate who had filed a plea in the Supreme Court, seeking action against some Hindu religious leaders who called for violence against Muslims at a December event in Uttarakhand state. They have essentially given genocidal speeches. A country which protects the right to free speech is struggling with the legal definition of hate. Too many graves under the right to free speech have jeopardized the right to dignity of life for many, including me. Punitive actions against the regular offenders are too far and few. Meta and other social media platforms, including Twitter, consistently failed to remove objectionable content like calling Muslims locusts and termites and continue inciting communities to violence in the name of religion. There is enough evidence to prove that these social media platforms are hand in glove with the hate brigade. They most certainly benefit from the traction that hate brings to their platforms. Sensationalism has overpowered humanity. The spectacle of hate achieves the much-needed algorithm boost. The Supreme Court of India has consistently expressed deep concerns over unregulated hate speech on television and social media, saying that it poisons the fabric of the country and cannot be allowed to go on. To quote the apex court, hate speech is layered. Like killing someone, you can do it in multiple ways, slowly or otherwise. They keep us hooked based on certain convictions, the court said, expanding on why hate speech interests viewers. But even the apex court is being disregarded in today's India. Hate is peddled unabashedly every night during 9 p.m. bulletin and splashed across social media platforms, but seldom any punitive action is ever taken against the hate mongers. No restrictive action on hateful posts by Meta, Twitter, Google speak volumes about their interest too. Fake news and rumors are successfully corrupting the society. Divisions on the basis of class, caste, religion are starker than ever before, thanks to social media's role. Human rights violation is an order of the day. I'm a sucker for hope and love. I used to always wonder, why do they attack me? I have nothing to offer but love. I want everybody to just respect each other, coexist. For the longest time, I used to wonder, why me? People used to say, oh, because you're a Muslim. And I wouldn't want to believe that. And now I know that there are more reasons than one. For hate, the biggest enemy is love. Everybody who talks about that will be trolled, some a little more harshly. I'm an eternal optimist, but I'm not in denial of the devastation social media hate is bringing to our lives. Hate is organized, love is not, for it's organic. India stands for love, harmony, and brotherhood. And I will continue to embody the spirit of our great nation and fight hatred with love, bigotry with secularism, injustice with truth. Social media hate is denting the very fabric of our society. These giant social media platforms must stop being catalysts for divisive political agendas. Meta, Twitter, Google should stop offering violent actors the opportunity to publicize their acts. I haven't lost hope, and I won't, because that's the only reason we're all alive. I would end with another couplet, and this is Fez at his best. Dil na umeed to nahi, naakaam bhi to, dam bhi hai gam ki shaam, magar shaam bhi to hai. I haven't lost hope, but it's just a fight, that's all. The night of suffering lengthens, but it's just a night, that's all. Thank you.